Let me explain. No, there is too much. Let me sum up.
Okay, so as you can see here, my spring broke. As a result, I need to replace this spring, and I can't get a new one without taking the old one off. So let's take this knuckle off the end. We have to unhook the spring from here. We have to remove, or at very least loosen, these spools where the coils or the wires go to. So we need to remove one and at least loosen the other, and then we can pull the spring off the end, and then I can take it up and try to get a new one. So let's see how this fun will go. Okay, so the first thing I had to do, and I've already done this part, you gotta disconnect the garage door opener from the garage or the door itself. We'll just slide that out of the road. And now what I'll do is I'll loosen the spring here off of the bracket, and I'll take this part off so that way the spring's completely loose. And then we'll have to loosen at the very least that side so we can get the spring off. So I think these are 7/16, and they are. And of course, I don't want to lose the hardware, so once I get the spring out of the road, I'll put these bolts back up in there, so that way I know exactly where they're at. There we go. And with any job, I wish I had more light. I'm sure that the camera wishes there was more light too. Put those there. Now this bushing I think stays. I don't think I get a new one of those. And that helps not to skip too many steps when you come down the ladder, because you can hurt yourself. Let's see what size these are. Well, a ½ inch is too big. 7/16 it is. There we go. Now one of the things I've seen is you want to make sure that this will slide back and forth over there pretty easy. You can take a file, if there's any burrs that holds that up, you can take a file and file that down. So I got these two set screws, and more like bolts. So we got that much. I'll have to loosen that side because I need to be able to push this back so I can slide this whole rod. So I'll go do the other side. It'll be just like this one, and we'll come back and finish taking this off. Take the pulley off. Part of the spring. And then the last part of the spring. I may go ahead and grab that plastic bushing just in case they need it, because that would be very disappointing to go all the way, drive an hour and a half to go get a new spring, just find out that they needed that bushing for some stupid reason. Alright, I got the bushing off, and now I just have to go get a new spring and then get it installed. Hopefully I can get that done today. Okay, so I have the new spring. So what we got to do is put the new spring on first, and then we'll get the spools with the cable put in place, and kind of go from there. So let's get this spring fed on. Go. Of course, last time I did this, I was going from the other direction. Hopefully that doesn't change anything. Get that one started. There we go. All right. Now we can take these down. There we go. Luckily the spool only goes one way. Slide that in there. Slide that spool over. I don't know how. Okay, that's where it was before. Right in that area. And then what we got to do is get this cable in here. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, okay. Just like that. Something like that. Say. Okay. Something I need to do as well is lock that door, because as soon as I start putting tension on the door, on the spring, it's going to try to raise everything up. So obviously we don't want that. I gotta make sure the cable is going the right direction, and it's on the spool side, not the outside. Otherwise, we're gonna have some problems. All right. So, from what I understand, you just want a little bit of tension on that, not a lot. And then, once you kind of get it to where you want it, then you can tighten these down. And the way I heard was when you tighten them down, when you get to the end, you turn it a half a turn. Get the other one, it's half a turn. I'm going to come back and do each of them a quarter turn. And I still have to tighten the other one. There we go. So there's that. We'll switch back to the other side. And then we'll put the vice grips on it. And I'll explain what the vice grips are for after we get over here. want to get the tension on the cable. Not a lot, just enough. And then we can tighten these set screws. There's our half a turn. There's our half a turn. And I'll do a quarter turn with each. There's our quarter turn. Now what we need to do is we want to use these vice grips to make sure that this pipe doesn't turn and doesn't try to lift up on the door. I'm just going to put these vice grips right there. And that should prevent the door from turning, or the, actually, I need this, there we go. There, that'll hold our tension where we want it, right there. Now it's time to tension the spring. And this requires some knowledge of the specific spring, as well as the size of the door. So when I got the new spring, luckily for me, my door is manufactured by Overhead Door, and they're located nearby. It's only like an hour and 15-minute to 20-minute drive to go get this new spring. And we just had a big snowstorm, and so they only had a skeleton crew, but luckily they had somebody there that could actually make a new spring for me. They didn't have any in stock, so they had to make it. And they were able to provide me with the information I needed as far as how many turns to give it. So that was pretty valuable. And I know that I'm going to be turning it counterclockwise to add the turns. At least I should be, anyway. And it's a total of 7.5 turns, which I'm going to be doing 1/4 turns. So they give you, I get 2 bars. I had to buy these at Menards to get these tightening, or they call them winding bars. So I had to buy these 2 bars, and takes 7.5 turns, or a total of 30 quarter turns. So what you do is you start your turn, you put your next one in, and you're just going to go like this until you get your 30 turns. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I would imagine you want to make sure that you're getting this rod all the way up in there. You don't want it to fall out. I do believe I lost count. I think that's 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. Not going to need much workout today. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. Just let that set for a minute while I get the lights to come back on. I think that was 24. 25. 26. 27. It's hard to do this with my left hand. 28. 29. And 30. There we go. Okay. Now we have our tension. We can tighten down these. Boy. Half turn, give it another quarter. There we go. So that's locked in place. Nobody ever told me how to get this tool out of here. So I rightly don't know. There we go. We now have tension on the wires. Okay. Last test. We will get our garage door reconnected. Make sure that works. But I think before we do that, let's go ahead and get this out of the way. The actual last test. See if we can open it by hand. one thing I couldn't do yesterday. I would say yes, we can open it by hand. That thing flew up. Now can we close it by hand? Out on a limb, say we have too much tension, which means we'll have to back it off a little bit. Okay. So let's back off the tension a little bit, which we can do. We have the technology. There we go. Hold that in place. All right. So I'm going to back it off 2 turns because that was pretty easy. So we'll see how that goes. 1, 2. All right. Here's my 2 turns. Let's tighten this thing back up. And we'll see how that works. Another half turn. Helps if you're on the right way. One quarter. 1/2. Give it another quarter turn. All right. There we go. It definitely doesn't want to stay shut. I guess that's what the garage door opener will be for. Let's go ahead and get that connected, and we'll make sure all that works. And the garage door arm here just held on with this pin that has a little locking ring on it, of which for some reason I'm not able to get out right now. There we go. There we go. Put the pin back through. Get your locking ring in place. Hold that in place. Now we got to run the garage door. Okay, so we're latched. Let's remove our lock. Okay, I'm gonna say that we probably have too much tension on the spring still, because the garage door opener is not able to get it pushed down past that tension mark. So I'll have to adjust that. So I think the best way to do that, pull this, release the garage door opener. Go. I'll just leave the bracket or the shuttlecock, whatever you want to call it, on the connected to the door. There's no reason to remove that. Then we'll just adjust the tension some more. Might just do one turn at a time now and test it, because I don't want to go past too far. Yeah, we'll do two. There we go. Alright, we'll lock this in place. Half turn. Half turn. Quarter turn. Quarter turn. There we go. It's definitely a case where the old spring was pretty worn out. So there we go. All right, so it closes. It opens, and we'll check it one more time for closing. there we go. We fixed the door spring on my garage door. Alright, everybody, thank you guys for watching. And hopefully I taught you something. Considering the fact that I was learning all this myself. That's why I decided to do a video. So, hope you guys all found this interesting and helpful. And you never know when the spring's going to break. It could end up breaking when you get 10 inches of snow and you can't get your snowblower out. That's lovely. Take care, everybody. See you next time.
Bye-bye, boys.
Have fun storming the castle.
Think it'll work?
It would take a miracle. Bye-bye.